Epic waves, lush jungles, and stunning volcanic landscapes make the Hawaiian island of Oahu a world-renowned vacation destination. But this island was also the site of an infamous chapter of American history, the 1941 attack on Pearl Harbor. And honoring that tragic event is the Pacific Aviation Museum, Pearl Harbor. This stunning collection of historic aircraft includes a Japanese fighter, a B-25 bomber, and a plane from the legendary Flying Tiger Squadron. Yet among these massive machines is a tiny treasure.
It's made of shiny metal with a sharp tip. It's just 1.5 inches long and cylindrical in shape. It is covered with the scars of war.
This object's crude appearance belies its role in an unexpected love story that played out amidst the world's greatest conflict.
This bullet would unite two hearts in the most unlikely of ways.
It's 1941 at the U.S. Naval Base in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. Dean Darrow is a 24-year-old Navy sailor serving on the battleship USS West Virginia.
Dean Darrow came from humble beginnings in rural Wisconsin and was so excited to be able to work hard and fulfill his dream of joining the U.S. Navy.
But his life, like the lives of many, is about to change. On the morning of December 7th, a fleet of planes appears on the horizon. It's a Japanese attack. In a flash, the base is rocked by gunfire and explosions, and the USS West Virginia is hit by 9 torpedoes.
Darrow was blown off the ship's deck and was knocked unconscious.
Darrow survives, but many of his fellow seamen do not. The surprise attack on Pearl Harbor leaves more than 2,000 dead, hastening America's entry into World War II.
Darrow was really one of the lucky ones. Most of his fellow sailors died instantly.
In fact, when Darrow wakes up, medics tell him he sustained only a minor back injury.
But they assured him that he was fine to go back to duty.
Darrow is transferred to another ship. But as the weeks wear on, he finds it difficult to keep up.
When he would run to his battle station, he would feel woozy, he would feel fatigued, and he started to think that maybe something wasn't right.
One day, in late January 1942, Darrow becomes so exhausted, he's barely able to move.
This led to him being sent to the sick bay, and he slept for 10 straight days.
This time, when he wakes up, the medical team has some tragic news.
He had served for 3 months on a ship with a bullet piercing his heart. Within 6 months, it was likely that his heart would stop beating.
Dean's only hope is to have the bullet removed, but the operation could kill him.
Open heart surgeries were rare, risky, and experimental, and doctors had never removed a bullet from a beating heart before.
Doctors fear that if they remove the bullet and cannot close the hole quickly, Darrow could bleed to death. But if they do nothing, his chances of survival are equally slim. With time running out, the young sailor faces a terrible choice.
Darrow knew he was going to die if he left the bullet in, and he chose the 1,000,000 to 1 odds.
His only glimmer of hope comes from a charming 21-year-old nurse known as Miss Becky.
He took every opportunity he could to flirt with Miss Becky and try to get her attention.
On April 17th at 9 a.m., Dean Darrow is wheeled into the operating room. Miss Becky is by his side as he is sedated for surgery. As the procedure gets underway, he bids farewell to the young nurse for what could be the final time.
His life was in the hands of a team of doctors that were winging it completely.
The surgeon locates the bullet in Darrow's heart. But as he goes to take it out, there's a problem.
The traction of the forceps had completely lifted his heart out of his chest and had failed to dislodge the bullet.
The bullet is being held in place by suction. So, to loosen it, The medical team inserts a thin tube on one side of the bullet, allowing a tiny amount of air to get behind it and release the suction. It does the trick. At long last, the bullet comes loose. It's the same one now on display at the Pacific Aviation Museum, Pearl Harbor.
The doctors had completed the first successful surgery in history to remove a bullet from the heart of a living person.
As Darrow recuperates, his remarkable story makes him a minor celebrity among the hospital's patients and staff.
Darrow was known as something of a medical miracle, and he used that to his advantage with Miss Becky.
With a new lease on life, Darrow takes his chances and boldly asks Miss Becky out on a date.
And of course she said yes. They were married in August of that year, went on to have 4 children.
The couple shares 49 years of marriage before Dean passes away in 1991. But Nurse Becky, now 97, still observes the anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor each year with other survivors. It's a way of remembering that fateful day and the remarkable surgery that brought them both together.
This was really a Pearl Harbor romance for the ages.
Today, this bullet, on loan to the Pacific Aviation Museum, Pearl Harbor, recalls a brave sailor, a young nurse, and their heartwarming story.